What up, movie disciples and good people of YouTube? I go by Movie Messiah, I guess. Like, I don't bear the one here. Hollywood Hunter, whatever you want to call me. This is a breakdown. Uh, First half is going to be non-spoiler, and then the back half, a lot of it is going to be spoiler heavy for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And I couldn't do it without these two guys right here. We have my bro Dre, and we got the bro G returning to the channel. Sorry guys, I don't be here on enough. Life is life is hectic. You know, I'm trying to be in the next MCU movie. You know what I'm saying? So is Dre. So we have things to do. I ain't trying to be on here like that. Trying to be better though. So this another iteration into doing that. Before we get into everything, make sure you guys follow myself and these two fellas on social media. And if you don't like what you're watching, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification bell. So just off top, gentlemen, my shirt is fire. No.
Fire, fire.
uh, what are y'all's thoughts? Like just overall thoughts on the movie. Like how did you guys feel when you first walked out of the movie without going too much into spoiler territory? Yeah, Dre, you got it first.
That was dope. I mean, I liked it. I definitely think it's, if not the best, one of the top three of Phase Four for sure. Phase Four has been kind of hit or miss. They started off good, and then I know they're going with something new. So I'm just, I don't know, keeping my expectations open. Let's put it that way. But I thought Wakanda Forever was dope, man. I like what they did. Um, I like the tribute how they did it to Chadwick. I like that a lot. That was super dope. You know, I know it was super like I know with his passing, rest in peace, like everything got all jumbled up. So, they had to rewrite the script,
Yeah.
recast, do a whole bunch of shebang. So, but overall I thought they was able to bounce back. I mean, it definitely feels like one solid movie. Like I would for sure definitely watch Black Panther and then Wakanda Forever back to back. Hands
Right.
down. Hands down.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I think I called both of you guys right after I walked out. So my true reaction was in that phone conversation. We need to contact Verizon. One thing that definitely fit my mood was it was actually raining when I got out the theater. And I thought to myself, what's the rewatchability of this movie? Knowing that it was going to be part memoir, part storytelling, story building, phase building. And I thought, man, would I want to rewatch this? Like, is this movie going to be, as a movie, good enough for me to want to rewatch either in the theater or on the app or whatever the case may be? And it was just that good because I was like, this is storytelling at its finest. Um, and I like to go into the theater and give them my bucks, sit down with my ice and my popcorn, and feel like the theater is the only place in the world. Like I like to go in there and be encased in the experience. So whether it be sad, whether it be happy, action packed, whatever the case may be, I know I consciously go in there. I console either one of you two right here on the phone. I'm like, all right, when are y'all going? Okay, cool. We'll hit each other up after we get out and, do that. So I thought this movie, like Dre said, is definitely up there. Like it delivered on all aspects. And my expectations were kind of low because I just wanted to feel something. So I mean that happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie. So I was like, well, I guess the rest is just is a consolation. This is a bonus right here. So um yeah, I definitely want to see it in theaters again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like y'all both pretty much summed up everything. Like this is in the top tier of the phase four. We'll do that towards the end. Try to rank all the movies. I want to rank TV shows and movies because that'll take even longer. And even though it is MCU, um, TV and movies are different storytelling formats. Uh, and then what you were just saying, G, like just being in there, and is it rewatchable? Like, can you go back in there? I wanted to rewatch it last night, but I was so tired that I passed out with my eyes open, and Jasmine thought I was wide awake. I was like, She was, I know
Straight
you was
zombie.
talking. I was like, huh? What? I was asleep, sort of. Yeah. Yeah, the movie is super rewatchable. I enjoyed the, like I said, the tribute, like y'all were saying, the tribute to Chadwick slash T'Challa. The what they had, what Ryan Coogler had to do to, like I said, switch up the story all of a sudden and to actually make it like one solid film. And I just love how even the first Black Panther is just really just contained in Wakanda and it's really just focused on what's going on, even though it did sprinkle in future building for the next phase and the MCU, things like that. I just love how they just locked in and focused on what's going on in their area. And I thought they did a great job for what it was. And I guess I took my expectations down from what it could have been with Chadwick still being there. So I guess it exceeded my expectations to a degree. At the same time, I wasn't gonna be like, this is gonna be the best movie of all time because I was going in there like personally in my head, I was like, I haven't watched any of Chadwick's movies since he passed. Like I haven't watched The Five Bloods, I didn't watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom because in my head this felt like this is like, oh, okay, this is the finale. Even though I knew we weren't,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we weren't going to see him. Like they weren't doing no weird CGI stuff in the movie or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. I was like, this is gonna be the finale. Where all right, this can help me get through this. Go watch his other movies. They did a great job though. Man, let's get right into spoilers. I'm done talking like all the hidden. Oh yeah, just I don't want to wait anymore. Like let's give the people what they want. Y'all came here for the heavy stuff. What y'all think about the introduction to Namor, man with no love? That's what
Hey, I
that's what
think
they call him as a villain.
I think he's dope. You know what I'm saying? I think they went in an interesting direction with him.
Mhm.
You know, because in the comics he's a straight a-hole. He's a
Right.
little more friendly. You know what I'm saying? That's cool because it's Marvel we're talking about, right? Marvel's not gonna make everybody just straight up comic book accurate, right? They're gonna sprinkle some friendliness on it, right? So I mean, I'm with it. I like Namor. I think, dang, what was the city called? What was the city called?
Talokan.
Yeah, Talokan. I thought Talokan was dope. It was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It looked dope. You know, uh, I keep thinking about the conversation we was having G and when the old boy was like, "Cool, cool, God,
Cool God. The
yeah,
feathered head serpent.
yeah, yeah, I
Cool
can't like." That's
God.
the only thing that's playing in my head, dog. I'm trying to like tone it down. You know what I'm saying? But I thought the CGI was dope. I mean, it was definitely better than, that whole last 20 minutes of just Xbox graphics of the first Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like it was good. I mean, there was some stuff that I didn't really care for too much. You know what I'm saying? The suits were kind of weird, but whatever, you're
Wait,
not gonna get a
wait, which
perfect
suits are you
film.
talking about? Which are you talking about? The
So
the
like
midnight? Yeah.
Riri suit was kind of like I was like, whatever, I don't care about this. You know what I'm saying? And then the Aqua People suit, not I'm talking about the Wakandan suit, but the one that Okoye had,
Midnight Angel,
and
whatever. I think that's called.
Midnight
yeah,
Angels.
the
Yeah.
Midnight Angels. Yeah, I was like, all right, look kind of weird, but whatever,
I think it was the
I'm with
eyes.
it.
The eyes didn't work for me. It was just like big old owl eyes. It was like,
Well, it looked like something that would have been from Palo Khan, not Wakanda.
true. I can see that.
Ooh.
Yes, yes. I definitely see
Right?
that.
Uh,
Especially with
I
like
got
the
a
powers.
theory
Like,
for that.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
You know
no,
what I'm saying? Oh, but no, but she didn't. I was about to. Mm, I was about to say she made that out of the the beads from the thing, but she didn't though. It
mm,
was already made prior to that, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm with it. I like it. I watch it again. Definitely not the top MCU film as a collective. No, right?
yeah.
No, right? But for what it is, for Phase 4 for sure. I don't know what else is gonna be better than that. Shang-Chi. You know what I'm saying? It's a good middle point, but as far as any other movies, I don't know. You know.
Yeah. Man, you said something about the suit, like the suit. Yeah, like the or you talking about just let's go right into like stuff that wasn't working. Like for me, the senior Riri suit, like I liked it to a degree, but same time, like I don't know if it like I guess I don't know if it need that cheesy moment like, oh she can finally get to see her suits. I feel like her first suit, even though she didn't have a helmet on, that suit was kind of dope. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
so you built this? Like, and I felt like even though she was at MIT, like I feel like there's a missing link. Maybe they'll show that in the TV series Ironheart. Like
yeah, I'm
why
sure they
she
will.
yeah, like why she like how smart she is. Like, what's her link to Iron Man? Like, because she's so smart to make an Iron Man suit herself. And I don't know if she even called it Iron Heart and thing. It's
Yeah,
like
man.
I feel like they could have sprinkled in something like just a quick word in there when they first saw her in the dorm, say something about Tony Stark or Iron Man, and then this is why she's building the suit. Like, I was
Well,
like,
Shuri and Iron Man are not Iron Man. Shuri and Ironheart, they're like really similar characters. If you just
yeah,
put them side by side,
right,
right? They're like the same character,
Hmm.
right? You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So, maybe not so much in the comics,
yeah,
but in the
in
film,
MCU, yeah.
yeah, in the
Hmm.
MCU, they're the same. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Fun fact though, or go ahead.
Now I was gonna say I can
Hmm.
see why like since T'Challa's absent, like why you put Shuri in that spot to be like
I get it. Yeah,
a mentor slash sister to her. So now what you
yeah,
saying
I
about the
get it.
theory? Like,
Yeah. Well, fun fact, old girl, she auditioned for Shuri
I
and
read
didn't
that.
get it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? She auditioned for Shuri and didn't get it. But I think that's pretty dope though, because that's the same case with Chadwick, right?
mm-hmm.
Chadwick auditioned for what's my guy? Dave Bautista's character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Drax.
Drax. Yeah,
Drax.
yeah.
Yeah, and they was like, nah, man, he's way too noble. That's nah,
Like,
Drax ain't noble, yo. Right. So they
Hmm.
gave him to T'Challa, right? So I think that's pretty dope. Like I think, as an actor, right? Like you're going in and they're still keeping you in mind, right? They're like, okay, this isn't the best fit, but we like what you did. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chamber you, right? We're
right.
gonna we're gonna hold you to the side, right? I think that's super dope.
Hmm.
Um, but like, man, I know it's crazy, man. Like I was telling G, I can name 8 people off the top of my head, like that were in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Dang.
like I thought it was pretty dope. Like two of my students were in the movie, so I thought that was pretty dope. Like I was like, oh dang, that's super dope. You
Hell
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like, it's tight. It's
Hmm.
dope.
Hmm.
I enjoyed the pacing and the runtime. Like I didn't feel like I was in there 2 hours and 40 minutes. I was so invested in what was happening. At the same time, like
Hmm.
certain things, like that Riri thing, like it worked. Like I see what they're setting up. At the same time, I was like, I'm just hit all the way. Uh, what about y'all? What else?
I want to go back to Namor for a second.
Mm,
Um, I like the fact that his character building as a whole worked for me. Yeah, right, right. I I'm starting to think that MCU has like a recipe, the best recipe for character building. I don't want to seem like I'm beating down
I
on
want to
another
hear
movie
this.
that we just got to introduce a
I want to
character,
hear this. Explain
you know,
this to me, sir.
because we got a sister genre that's essentially doing the same thing over in the DCEU world, you know. And I actually asked B Hunter this. I said, we're going to make this thing called a Black Adam effect, like take it in Black Adam this movie, right? Like we had a quote unquote anti-hero, then we had a villain, then we had a big threat, then we had supporting characters with special abilities and cool people, and then we had a whole nother world, which B kind of said was contained that had its own issue, and then you had an outside entity essentially trying to come into that contained world and create more havoc from an outside source. So like why or can we compare the two and say what was it that worked and what didn't work? Because they have a lot of similarities. And I was like, well, one thing that did work for me was the antagonist. right? Like the antagonists, I believed in them. I went and I started to believe in them. Therefore, I kind of understood them a little bit more. So I was like, what was that for me? And I was like, it wasn't just the fact that it was a wholesome side to it. It was like, I can see why this person wants what they want, you know? And I think that's because I saw the beautiful city and I saw that like they had been operating this way for so long. So it wasn't just out of greed. It wasn't just out of some random motive, you know? They were like, yo, we got stuff we got to do too. So, you know, I was like, wow, I actually could go either way here. And that's how I like to feel when it's like a big bad, an antagonist, a main character, some supporting characters. I was actually going to joke earlier when you were talking about the suit and when you had first answered Namor, because I was like, I've already talked to y'all about how I feel in a world like this and going forward when we have mutants, people are going to have abilities and you're going to have people that have things that help them have those abilities. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
was like, so in my head, I was like, yo, Namor looks so cool flying around, you know? And I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
was.
maybe that may, I said he looked so cool to have just little wings on his ankles, right? Like I said, oh, it makes sense. I said, so when like the suits came or like anything else that could fly after that, I kind of was like, you know, like I was like, I guess, like, I mean, that's cool. Cause then like, well, you got to run out of power, you got to charge it, you know. But yeah, I'm just being funny now. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I tend to, I look forward to, like you guys know, I look forward to this new introduction of mutants because one thing they did with Namor, maybe not directly, was like he had essentially like a birth defect or like a disability or something like that. And his mutant gene had something to do with that, or it exacerbated that and it became his strength, you know. So he had a similar story to the movie itself, which is there's power in grief, right? Like we took that journey with him, and then there's power in like your healing journey or whatever journey you may be on, whether it's overcoming a disability or whatever case may be. So that's where I think that they did so well. You know, like they brought them in so well that you kind of you believed in both of them. You know, it wasn't like an overcrowded need for more runtime space. You know, it worked. It congealed. So yeah, and I'm mutant biased too. So then go ahead and throw it out there.
I think I think world genocide is a little extreme for some folks that just found your rock.
Mm-hmm.
But to Namor's defense, I gotta be careful how I state this. To Namor's defense, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people just blowing shit up because they just want to blow shit up,
Right.
right? And take resources, right?
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I feel him on that. I think, you know what I'm saying? I think it's interesting. I was watching a video. I wish I could remember who it was. It was a channel that I never watched before, but they had critiques on Black Panther. So I was like, ooh, let me see. You know what I'm saying? And they were talking about how, damn, my train of thought just went out the window just that quick. I'm so mad. Dang, I just lost it that quick.
Or they
Dang.
critiquing? Were they critiquing the plot?
Yeah, I mean, well, they didn't really like the movie too much, which I'm surprised how you could not like the movie. But
Were they? Oh no,
go
I was
ahead.
gonna
No,
ask.
go ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna ask because I was telling G yesterday before I went back into work that I was listening to a podcast and it was two people that it didn't really work for them. One dude's like really excited for it because he loved the first Black Panther movie and he loves comic book movies, but he was like it didn't work for him either. And then the other dude, it's two, there's three people, two a white guy and a white girl and a black dude, Van Lathan, and then he was like he was looking for a Malcolm X hat, and they were like, "We're doing looking for a Malcolm X hat because you're not you guys aren't allies anymore. Like you guys are allies." So I was gonna ask, him, like, were they white? I'm like, just to fuck around.
They were
Yeah.
white though. They were white
Yeah.
though. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's interesting too. Interesting thing in itself too, right? Because I know some white folks, you know what I'm saying, that just didn't like the movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's interesting because I understand why they don't like it because there's a relatability factor that they're not receiving,
Mm-hmm.
right? there's a culture dynamic. There's just a dynamic of unlived experience, right? But that's what's gonna happen, right? And I think, not to get too on that side of the house, but I think that's what made the first Black Panther so great, right? Is that we can tell Black people stories with a bunch of Black people, and the world is gonna love it, right? You know what I'm saying? Because in the film industry, right, it hasn't been that diverse up until, more recent years, more recent decade and some change, right?
Right.
So, I think that's just a testament to what it is. Some people don't like the shift and the change, and some people want to relate to everything, but you're never gonna relate to everything, right? You just never will. That's why there's different genres. That's why people like an action movie over a drama, and people like a comedy over a horror. You know what I'm saying? Or a thriller over suspense. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, right? It's okay for you to not like something because you're just not attached to it. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to a football game over a hockey game, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just because I played football and I didn't play hockey, right? That's what I'm closer to, right? I've been to hockey games and I enjoyed it, right? But I'd rather go see a football game because I have relatability. As an athlete, I could be like, oh yeah, ooh, you know what I'm saying? As a football athlete, because as an athlete, I could be like, oh yeah, ooh, to hockey too, right? So, I think that's interesting. But I enjoyed it. Like, you know, let's talk about Angela Basketball.
Oscar nomination? Like, is she going to? I feel like she should get one. Like, yeah, like get the
She
crown right.
killed
Like,
that.
like,
She
oh my,
killed that. That's the only moment in the movie where I just had cold chills just shoot down, right? Not from a like I'm emotionally connected, not from a like, oh man, hit me in my heartstrings. That I was like, she is acting, boy.
yeah.
She is putting
That
it
scene between her and
on
Okoye.
the table,
I was in there like,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I felt
the
like I got,
grief,
yeah. I
the
feel like she
grief
kicked
and
me
the
out the door
pain,
with Melania.
right? And then Okoye with like the hurt, right?
not once but
Like
twice. She like
not
she
once
like
but twice,
lost the
right?
king, and now she lost, and then she lost
Right?
Shuri. It's
That's
like,
what I'm saying, right? Like the queen was like just defeated, like just hurt, right? Pouring blood on the table, like, yo, like, where's my daughter? You lost my daughter, right? And then just the Okoye was just like, but I love her too, Queen Mother. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
said,
That was the first time I think we heard her refer to her as that,
dang.
right? So it just
yeah.
hit different.
I was like,
Man,
what?
I said, man, like
Mm-hmm.
that was cold,
Mm-hmm.
But
It,
that
if she gets a nomination, like obviously there's gonna be other contenders, but I mean, I'm gonna do my best
she
to
looked
try to see
swole
other
too,
movies. Yeah, of course,
swole and fine
always,
at
always.
60 something.
Mm-hmm.
Black don't crack, chocolatey, chocolate
Bruh.
goddess, chocolate queen mother goddess, chocolate queen mother goddess.
Man, nah,
Bruh.
Yeah,
I
Mm.
hope she is nominated because yeah,
yeah, nah, for sure, she killed
yeah,
that.
every scene I was like, God damn, like, because like you
Every
start
scene.
watching, it's like, is obviously she's acting, but at the same time, like, what happened with Chadwick, like, especially everybody just in the movie as well
Yeah,
talking about
for
everybody's
sure.
acting is like, are they just crying just to cry because like this shit is real, like,
Well,
uh,
because they said his presence, the lack of his presence was really felt. That's what they said.
yeah, I mean,
You
that
know,
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I, man, I don't know. It was tough seeing Shuri as Black Panther,
Mm,
right? Because I love her portfolio, but she doesn't carry the screen like Lapita or what I'm saying, Okoye. Man, I'm mad her name just flew out my brain real
Yanai
quick.
Guerrero.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And like, so it's tough, man. It's tough, right? I thought the suit was dope. I thought she had really good moments. You know what I'm saying? I did. It's just she doesn't carry like the other people, you know what I'm saying? And it's not saying she's a bad actress or not. No, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's so tiny, man.
Hmm.
She's so
Hmm.
tiny in that Black Panther suit.
Let's speak on that. I mean, I thought she did a great job for because I mean, I feel like that
Oh,
would
I
be
thought she killed it.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, she did a great job. Like I feel like that would be like,
Hmm.
all right, Dre, like you in your third movie, and then all right, now you the lead, and then the sequel is like, wait a minute, Nick, what? Like he ain't coming back to this? That's like what how Fast and Furious did. It was like, yeah, Vin Diesel ain't coming back, so Joe movie now Paul Walker, and it's like. I mean, I was now meaning like co-lead, but wait a minute, nigga, like I'm the lead. All right, bet. Like it's like it's just unexpected. So I thought she did great.
Yeah, me too.
Obviously, Tenoch Huerta did great. I wanted to see more in Baku, but I thought he did great. Like I felt like he was like that
Same.
big brother, uncle slash presence.
Yeah, he was good.
Hmm.
Like
I wonder if they upped his role. I wonder if they gave him more screen time because Chadwick wasn't there. I
I
feel
feel like they
like they
did.
might have
I
done
feel like
that.
they did everybody. I feel like it was like all right. So it's at one point it felt like it was a Shuri slash Queen Ramonda, movie, and then obviously Queen Ramonda, got killed, and then
Hmm.
uh, Namor's like
Spoiler
right
alert.
there.
Right.
It's like
Spoiler alert.
Namor's like right underneath, and then I feel like after that it's like an ensemble. Like all right, like we got to carry this since T'Challa Chadwick isn't here, so it's like a big old ensemble. Ensemble. That's why. Um,
How he
Wakanda
just pull up
forever.
on them when they was at the cookout?
You said what?
What time? Which time?
Namor how Namor just pull up on them while they was at the cookout?
I mean, it was like
Mother
The
daughter
first
cookout,
time?
yo. Yeah.
Oh, facts, bro.
He was like,
With
"What's up,
with the gift.
bitches?"
He didn't come empty handed.
Nah, right? He was
this is
like, "Yo,
yours.
He
tell these
brought some seafood.
colonizers to stop stealing my shit or stop
He
trying
brought
to
some
get to my
seafood.
shit."
He's like,
Yo.
take this shell and
He's like,
which
how do you
Oh
which
take my
yeah.
head off?
that was a cool scene. That actually leading up to that scene was really cool too. With one thing I didn't remember was that she had the beads in her ears
Yeah.
as well as her bracelet. So when like, moms told her, yo, leave all your gadgets, leave all your trinkets, leave all your, whatever here. And also shout out to Trevor for the
Trevor
voice of the
Noah.
AI. Yeah, Trevor Noah for the voice of because after that whole incident,
Talking about Wakandan Jarvis?
yes, Jarvis with some seasoning, dog, for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Jarvis with some jerk seasoning on
yeah,
it.
right.
Jerk
I was
seasoning
gonna say,
Jarvis.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say if Jarvis was made with the Soul Stone, but he was, but
Yo,
like, yeah. And so,
yo.
yeah, but
Jarvis was made with some
shout
banana
out to
and the
him,
soul stone, dog.
right? So
Yo.
shout out to him. He's South African. I think him and Charlize Theron are from like close to the same village. So, shout out to them and um, yeah. So you're right. He was so disrespectful, but a powerful scene though, right? Like he pulled up on him in a essentially like a neutral stance, like demanding, but also like forthcoming. Like he's like, hey, this is who I
I
am, a
need
little
y'all to
bit of who
kill
I
them.
am.
I need you to
Yeah,
kill them.
or
Appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna do it.
Blowing the
Yeah.
shell.
I brought y'all thing back that they used to find me. Your daughter was right. I'm draped in vibranium.
Right.
So go ahead and tell your people that. B actually had a good theory about that. I'm kind of jumping around, but B was saying that the meteor crashed into Wakanda, but then essentially once it crashed, it just sunk down to the bottom of the ocean instead of it
Or
being
it
like
broke off.
Yeah,
two meteorites. Yeah,
Yeah. Because,
you
I
know.
mean, in all the movies, the meteor comes and then it breaks off into little fragments. So it's hard to say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not going to be little pieces of it,
everywhere.
around. And most of the earth is the ocean, right? So what are we talking
Mm-hmm.
about?
I got a question about that. Is this timeline after the events for the Eternals?
Man, I don't know, dog. There's some hands in the ocean out here like this or somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't
Should there
nobody
be a
talking
whole
about it.
Eternal somewhere?
Everybody's
Who
talking about
knows?
it, but
The
there's a
only thing I can think of, I don't know even the timeline really, just like the year. I think the year is. I feel like the year is supposed to be 2025, right? So, because I think
mm,
Endgame is, or the snap was like 2018 or something like that, and then come back Endgame is what
ooh.
2023, and then by the time you get Spider-Man No Way Home, that's 2024. So let's say T'Challa dies in 2024, so a year later it'll be 2025.
We don't know what killed him either. Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say. Yeah, I think it's safe to
Hmm.
say.
I like how they did that
Hmm.
though. I felt like I told you I was like I think that was a smart thing because just like in real life it was like it felt like us reliving, which I didn't want to do, but I'm glad they did at the beginning because I didn't want to be like some in the background. T'Challa's dying, but you just don't see him dying or whatever. Like they got it in and out of the hurry. It felt like when we got the news, through social media or just however you heard it, it was like, wait, Chadwick Boseman dead? What you mean he's dead? Like, what was he dying from? Like, what's happening? So it felt like the same energy that everybody was curious and had, and was like, what do you mean? Like, I know he's getting skinny. I thought it was for a movie. That's what I felt like, right? So it felt like I enjoyed that panic, and they just didn't say what it was because like, what could it be? Since he had
It doesn't matter.
right,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter, right? Like, just we know what happened, right? Like, there's only so much writing you can do around without making it seem forced,
yeah, exactly.
right? You're gonna give them like an imaginary MCU ailment, illness, then we gotta answer all those questions because it's filmland.
Yep,
You can't just drop something and not explain it. You know what I'm saying? So
just
it's
leave it
like,
where it
nah, you know
is.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know,
It didn't work
like
in Captain America and, or I'm sorry, uh, Winter Soldier and Falcon. What the hell is the proper name of the show? Why
what
can't
do you,
I
wait,
think of it?
I mean, what didn't work? What are you saying? Falcon
Do
and
you
Winter Soldier?
remember? Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier came out at the height of COVID, the height of pandemic. So
Right.
rewriting it, instead of it being like this airborne illness, they changed it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
So
Because
like
it
the
was too close to
cure and
home.
the
I
super,
remember.
exactly.
Yeah, I
And then
remember
that's
that.
why it was like that weird gap in writing where like the freedom fighters' mom that they considered mom, remember she just died of a mysterious illness. Remember that? And then that's kind of where a lot of them were coming from. That's why
See,
they were avenging her. But and so we learned that that
I'm
doesn't work in this world, like especially if it hits
glad you
too
brought
close to
that up.
home. MCU is going to play safe. So
I'm glad you brought that up because that shows the weaknesses in the TV shows, right? Like I know we're not gonna get too into the TV stuff like you were saying earlier, but that shows like that's why the writing in the TV shows are weaker than the writing in the movies, right? Because it's a little more jumbled up. Maybe they're having more newer writers, right? And that's cool. Letting everybody get their shot. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? I still think that they should have those experienced writers come over and really overlook it and really chop it up. You know what I'm saying? And you're just moving past that little point real quick. I think that's why the Armor War series is going to a movie and not it's not going to be a series anymore. They're making the Armor War joint a movie,
Oh,
right?
they
I
are.
think because yeah, that's what I was saying. They're making a movie,
Oh, I
so
think.
yeah, because it'll be a stronger format. It'll be a better, and they have better success with movies than they do with TV shows.
mhm.
But to that point, isn't there supposed to be a Wakanda TV show?
I think so. Like it's been
I
a
know they
while.
mentioned it, but it didn't
Yeah,
get canceled or anything, right?
I feel like it still can be, but I don't know if it was. I'm like they might have changed it. Changed the thought process. In the middle of doing this, like I feel like there still can be, but
Oh, you know what? But what would it be at this point? Because right, if if Black Panther was about T'Challa and then the Wakanda series was about everybody else, well, then now you know what I'm saying. With since Chadwick's not here, you kind of just got to move it over,
that's
right?
what I was thinking. I was like, I mean, since essentially like the sequel is it's Sherry's movie, her, coming to grips with grief and then overcoming that, but then it's still also surrounding everybody else. Like, it's more of an ensemble piece. Like that's why I was looking at just the press run. you would see Letitia. I don't think we really saw her by herself. We saw her with either Denai or Lupita or Angela. Everybody's kind of like moving as a unit. Uh, so yeah, I feel like they could still do one, but I don't know if it will still hit the same way because this movie feels more of an ensemble and the TV show
I
was
want to know.
building on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I
Yeah,
was
for
saying TV
sure.
show build on just like everybody else, like Mbaku, like seeing what else he was doing, or maybe just more going to Okoye and then her
That's true.
leaving Dormalaje. But since now she's a Midnight Angel, is there a point to that? You know, it was like, is there a point for Wakanda TV?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I want to know. I want to know what the Peter character has been up to.
That's all.
I want to know what
I was
she's
gonna
been
say that. I was
doing,
like, I
y'all.
wanted to see more of her. Like, I was like, because when she got into the movie, I was like, oh, like I'm like, it was some the energy that I needed. Like I was like, oh shit,
Screen
like
presence.
yeah,
Screen presence, bro.
right.
All right.
It was
Shout
like,
out to them going to Haiti though. For all my Haitian out there in the world. Be out here, could. Ooh.
Like deep in there. Like they weren't like, yo,
I
here
was
go a
turned.
flag. Yeah, they were
I was
like,
turned, dog.
woo. They was like,
I was
nah,
turned. I was like,
speaking,
look at
we
my people,
living
dog. I was
out
like, look at
here.
my Haitian folks, man.
since we're talking about Lapita and Nakia, you know, being in Haiti and just talking about her character in general, what y'all think about the mid credit scene introducing new T'Challa or T'Challa two?
I'm with it.
I want to see
I'm
him
with
hold his lip down though.
it. I'm with it,
Like
yo.
little man got yatted up
It'd be like,
before he left.
it'd be
You know,
like, my name is
um,
T'Chaka, Prince T'Chaka, son of King
yo,
T'Chaka.
the first time he's on the screen, I did think, dang, little man, he got some charisma or something. Like the first time we see him on the screen, I was like, they kind of paused on him too a little bit. So I was like, this kid important. Like I thought about that. Like first time I saw him, I think it was right before we saw Lupita, right before Queen was going to talk to
Yeah.
her, right? Like it's the first time we saw him. Like he was out there in the yard playing with. They were playing. I feel like it wasn't pickleball. Oh man. Anyways, but you know they paused on him because he says something. Then right, that's the first time we hear him speak. He says
I
like
don't know. I
to
I don't
gotta,
know. What,
something.
I
I
don't
know.
know.
I just know like he's there. Like, but I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
I saw it, but I didn't like put one and two together.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Yeah,
first thing I
he
thought. I
said
said, "Oh man, that little
Toussaint.
kid." They gave him a little bit more screen time. He's got to be important. So then to see him again after that, I said, "Ah, okay, that makes sense."
I, I was
Yeah.
turned. I said, "What's your name?" Toussaint. I said, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." I said, "Toussaint." Ooh. And then he's like, "But that's my Haitian name." And I said, "Oh, again, right?" Got hit the heartstrings again, right? And then he said, "But my Wakanda name is Chopper." I said, "Oh shit!" But
Right.
I think that's dope though. I think because you can still carry on the mantle and you can still keep the name the same, and it's just easier that way. You can write the stories that are T'Challa stories with him. I mean, we know that he had a son in the comics. I don't remember if his son's name was T'Challa. Was his son's name T'Challa in the comics?
I don't know either. Somebody
I
probably
wish I knew. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to look that up. But I wish I knew. But I thought that was dope. I'm just curious now though, right? Like whenever he dons the mantle of the Black Panther, right? Is it going to be like a young Black Panther or is it going to be an adult Black Panther? And if that, now you're talking 10 plus years in the MCU, what does that story look like then? You know?
Like, look, since
And
you're already jumping there, you kind of like reading my mind, like where I want to go. All right, so like you said, like they can go that route, right? It's like, all right, we see him, or I feel like there's could be three routes because it's movies and stuff like that, right? Possible four. So they can go to him being the a young king or young prince getting ready to be the king, like maybe a teenager. Somehow like because we can just keep skipping time because it's a movie or whatever. And Black on Crack, like you said, Queen Ramonda. Like who
mm-hmm.
knows? Angela Bassett's age in the movie, whatever Queen Ramonda, or just like So we can skip ahead to all right, he's 16, 17 all of a sudden, like 10 years down the line, or we just do it naturally and then keep building. So, okay, let's say another decade of this, and then we have a new Black Panther, him being, let's say, 18, 19, a young king, whatever, doing that route. Or since we're dealing with the multiverse, could they either let's say Kang does some treacherous shit. They
Oh,
kidnap King, young T'Challa, snatch him up, and he gets stuck there, whatever, and he comes back,
wow! I didn't even think about that.
or vice versa. Like not him getting stuck there and being young, or him getting snatched up and then coming back as a grown ass
I
man.
like that idea. I like that
That's what I'm
idea.
thinking because
I like that idea.
I was one of the first. I don't say first prompts. I was one of the prompts. I was like, I love Chadwick Boseman so much, but at the same time, like I want to see more T'Challa stories. So I'm like, it would be hard as hell who the hell they're going to try to recast. I felt like they should recast T'Challa, but after seeing this, I'm like, well, necessarily you don't have to do this now. So I was like, maybe I was wrong. Shut the hell up. Good job, Ryan Coogler, how you did it. But yeah, I'm like, what if they do some multiverse type shit, or even from another universe, and we got either grown T'Challa from that universe, or just like somehow we speed up the process of him being from a kid to a grown man. And I raise my hand for myself and or Dre to be the new T'Challa.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
I don't know about my
I vote.
African dialect though, but I'm willing to put in the work though. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, I am
You
too.
know, I'm
Right.
willing to put in the work. You know, look, you gotta tell me
Yo.
twice. You know, Wakanda forever, dog. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Haitian, so I'm just saying. Okay.
I'm like he's a better proponent right now for me, so I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's a good idea. Go ahead, G. Go ahead, G.
Is it a coincidence or just Kevin Feige programming? We got essentially a kid from Thor,
No,
a
it's
kid
not. I
from
already know where you're going with
Black
that.
Panther, and a kid from Hulk.
I don't know, Hulk
Kid
kid
from
like
Hope.
Hulk kid like he
Oh,
She Hulk, like Hulk kid like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like at least 25, or we got a baby.
25. You think he that old?
He ain't 7.
Nah, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
but I feel
he's
like
not
he like 11.
25,
All
man.
right, okay,
He's not
okay. He
25.
19.
He's not 11,
He,
G.
but
He's not 11.
19.
Nah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
he after 16 for sure. We're just gonna give him an easy 18 because it's easy for legal
Right.
reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
But we got a lot of
You gotta
powerful
remember,
kids though.
but you got the Young Avengers that's gonna pop up soon here in the next 6 or 7 years. Like that's a concrete thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? You got Cassie Lang, and then you got a Kang. You're gonna see a bunch of Kang variants. There's no reasons why we shouldn't see a Richard variant of when Kang is little and he dons the Iron Man suit. There's no reason why we shouldn't see that.
Miss
You know what I'm
Marvel.
saying? Right?
Yo.
You got her. Who else? You got the
Oh, girl is
Yeah.
punching
Speed and
portals.
Wicked. You got Speed
She was
and Wicked.
punching portals. What's her name?
You said
America
her, Miss
Guard
Marvel.
Chavez.
lady.
Or Captain. Oh, my bad. You didn't. Yeah, Captain Chavez. America Chavez.
Yeah.
Right. You got her. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know why I mixed her up with Kamala Khan. Dang, my bad. My bad. But you know what I'm saying? And then you got
Hawkeye.
Scarlet
Hawkeye.
Witch's kids. You got Hawkeye,
Stature.
right?
Stature.
Stature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
we got Isaiah Bradley from the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. Like,
Oh yeah, you're
Mm-hmm.
right. Yeah, because he's
What's
gonna be who is his character again? Is he Patriot? Not Patriot.
I think he
Uh
is. I think he's I want to say he's the Patriot or something like. I think that's his name.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I say
You
Isaiah
got
I'm
the
sorry.
nephew.
Isaiah Bradley is his grandpa. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we got
his nephew.
grandson.
right?
Or
Right.
grand kid, not nephew. Grandkid. Yeah, what up, nephew?
The next tier age would be Monica Rambeau's daughter, right? Like that group, that age group,
I feel she's too
Nah, I
young.
think they're a little older.
Yeah,
or
she's like 32.
Yeah, she old man. She
Yeah,
fine too.
she's an
Whew,
adult.
she
so
is a beautiful woman, boy. She's so fine.
Big
but
facts.
there so
She's
that's
so
a whole
fine.
nother tier.
Nah, she's gonna be an Avenger tier, not a young Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
right.
she was essentially damn babysitter. I'm like, why am I with these goddamn kids? I'm like, why? What?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because she
Mm-hmm.
what's her character? What's her superhero character?
Supersonic.
Damn, what's her character?
Yeah, what?
Is she?
Like
She's not a
ultraviolet.
Captain. She's not character. She's not a Marvel. I mean, she has a Captain Marvel mantle for a little bit, if I remember right.
Yeah,
But
like,
she has a specific name. I can't think of her name.
damn, what's her name?
Mm.
Oh, I knew
You
it.
gotta just edit this out.
Nah, I'm gonna look her up, dog.
I
I'm
sent y'all a
gonna look
text since
her
y'all
up,
got your
dog.
phone too. What you about to say, B?
No, I was saying like, so what were you saying? Where were you leading with her just being? Or are you trying to figure out if she was a part of like the Young Avengers initiative, whatever? Or
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
nah, she's like too. I'm like, because so they're setting up Young Avengers at some point, and they're also setting up like the new Avengers. Like with
Yeah,
She-Hulk,
both of
with
them.
her Monica Rambeau's character. With who else? New Captain America, Shang-Chi, Shuri as Black Panther. Like, you gotta semi start over, because I mean we have Thor to a point, but I feel like Thor probably
I don't
might
know
be
what we're doing with
needed.
Thor, dog. I don't know. I'm upset. I'm upset about that, dog. Because Thor is not an idiot. You can't have like stupid Thor, dog. Thor is not just gonna be breaking shit. Like I don't like. I don't like. I feel some kind of way, man, because we had a super excellent character progression of
In
Thor,
Ragnarok.
and
Yeah.
then he just right, like that was a good rebranding. And I get it, right? Thor: Love and Thunder Thor is the same Thor from Ragnarok, just dialed up to 100. But I don't. Thor's not an idiot, dog. Thor's been around for 1,200 years. He's not just gonna be breaking people holy place like, oh my bad. You know what I'm saying? We out. Like this. That's not. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
Thor's not because the first Thor was about him growing the fuck up to be worthy, right? So he's not just gonna be an idiot all over again because he doesn't have Stormbreaker, right? And then
Yes.
Jane, she should have been around a whole lot longer. You could have did so much with that character, but instead of just make
She might
her,
be.
you know,
Yeah.
didn't she
We
die
got the
or is she
afterlife.
still
We got
alive?
the afterlife.
She's dead. I mean, you're right. You're right. You're right. In
We
the
got all the
MCU, you
different
can come
afterlife.
back.
They're trying to
You
make
can
them
come back from
converge.
the afterlife. You're right because
Yep.
in Moon Knight, that nigga came back no problem. So you're right. But
Yep. And old girl, that's the new Moonlight chick. She's probably in that same age group as Monica Rambeau's daughter.
Great
Yeah,
representation. I don't care. I don't want to see her. Like,
I do.
it's gonna be cool when she pop in because I thought she was a good actor, but I don't remember her name.
well, this is the thing, right?
What's her
This is the
name?
thing, right? Like,
What's her stage? What's her fighting name? What's her name? See, you got eyebrows. Gino know the
Delicious.
name.
what's her name? All right,
Gino
right.
remember her name. Gino remember her
I
name in
just
the goddamn show.
I
What's her
don't
character
like the
name?
transition, yo. I don't even remember her character name. I don't like the transition from everything being like from us just having female versions of all the characters, right? There's like it doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be we got a bunch of strong dudes, now we got a bunch of strong chicks because strong dudes and strong chicks can't be together. I don't like that. You can have both in the same pot. It doesn't need to be like because Riri is gonna take over Iron Man, right? She's gonna take over Iron Man,
Mm.
right? We're gonna, so I get it, because that's why everybody's calling it the MCU. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there's a lane for both, but it's not. I don't think representation is replacement.
Right.
That's not representation, right? Like
I,
that's not what that is. On any side, male, female, race, demographics, like all that, right? Like all of it, even going back to a black Clark Kent. Nobody wants to see a black Clark Kent. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. It's not. It doesn't work.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
it
But
would be
they're
a little weird.
right. It doesn't work. That's not the story. You know what I'm saying? That's just like a white Black Panther. It's just not the story. It's not
Mhm.
the story.
Like race is essential to some of the. I mean, they made a black Clark Kent before, but they also have Calvin. What Calvin?
Ellis.
There we go, Calvin Ellis. Yeah, they have their character as well. I see you saying like I have no problem if they were to do I don't want to say it's maybe a TV show or a movie with all of the well not all of them some of the women characters as superheroes. Same time like I want everybody to be like together kicking ass. Like give me She Hulk,
Yeah.
give me Riri, give me what's the face new Black Widow little sister. Bring her in,
Hmm.
have new Cap, bring Bucky ass back in. I want everybody throwing hands. I'm
That's the
down.
thing. Everybody needs to be together. Not it's not a replacement thing. It's
Right.
not a replacement thing. It doesn't work that way because like you can't ostracize one for the other, right? Like you can't do that. It doesn't work. And comics have never been that,
I
right?
got a question. Is Daredevil a mutant?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. No, I feel like he's
He
just
was just trained by the hand, right? He was trained by the hand, so he's just a bomb ass ninja dude, and
yeah.
his
Like I
senses.
feel like yeah, it's just it's abilities. Like I feel like he's like Batman to a degree. Just like he can't see all the
Didn't
way.
he get the nuclear stuff on him? He got the
They
juice
did
on
that.
him or whatever.
I feel like
Was it nuclear juice? It was some type
Yeah.
of toxic waste. It was some type of toxic waste. I remember that, but I don't remember if it did
yeah.
that give him. Do you know for a fact? Like, did that give him his powers? Do you know? I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh yeah. That was season one. He was talked about it, and he was like, "Yeah, my dad," and because remember his dad was that boxer, and I don't want to bring. I know we were talking about Black Panther, my bad, but yeah, it was talked about in the first season, but
Well, I know. Yeah, it was like acid. I know it was like toxic waste. Was it?
mhm.
You saying it was nuclear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
remember.
remember
That's
either. I
dope
ain't gonna
though.
lie
I
to you
mean,
guys.
yeah, I
All,
thought.
all,
Okay.
only thing I can think of nuclear getting in his eye is the Ben Affleck version, which I don't want to remember. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that great. That's the only version I remember. Like I just remember him like in the MCU version, him just being blind as a kid or some shit, and then like I need to learn how to fight because he was angry with
Well, I
everything.
mean, hold on. We got Google. Let me look
This is
it up.
true. While Dre Googles that,
Mhm.
we're talking about the Young Avengers Initiative. Or just say do we see Shuri fitting in as being one of the Avengers? Because I like how the movie ended where Shuri went to Haiti, discovered that she has a nephew because she didn't want to
Mhm.
be in Wakanda for the time being, and it looks like M'Baku might be the quote unquote king for the time being, so she wants to
Mhm.
return. Um,
Mhm.
does Shuri fit in as one of the Avengers, or is she thought? Obviously before Chadwick passed, I felt like the mantle was going to be like Black Panther T'Challa. He was going to be like the new lead face. So like he's going to be the new replacement for Captain America as the
Nah, it
new.
ain't gonna be Shuri, dog.
That's what
I, I
I'm
don't
thinking.
I
So I'm
don't I don't think she's strong enough.
I feel like she'll be in there because you need Black Panther in the Avengers, but at the same time, like I don't think she's going to be necessarily like one of the go-to leaders now. So
Mhm. Mhm.
are they gonna put all that pressure on the new Captain America? Like, no, you the lead now, dog.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
For someone that scoffs at tradition.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think my theory still stands with the transition into people with stronger abilities. They're gonna keep people that have a fighting base or mind base kind of in that setting, I guess, if you will. I feel like Shuri would benefit the team or the Avengers in more of a like using her mind setting. You know what I mean? Especially because like the field is going to be like remember was it Age of Ultron? Or like there's enhanced on the field, and kind of everybody was like,
Because they couldn't say mutants, baby.
yeah, it was like,
now they can. Now they
it's getting
can.
crazy out
Now
here.
they
Yeah.
can.
What did old girl say? She was like, he's fast and she's weird. It's gonna be a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna kind of be
But
like,
that's what Marvel is
Derek.
though. Marvel is a bunch of stories of weird people and people that are technologically sound and people that are aliens and
Mhm.
people that are from alternate dimensions. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Speaking of mutants, a perfect segue. So Daredevil got his powers, comic Daredevil got his powers from being in one of Apocalypse's labor camps. And
Mhm.
the chemicals were toxic, and that gave him his powers and or Rasputin, one of the dudes, gave him
Ooh.
powers,
Mm.
right? So there's like right. So he already had the ninjaness, and then he got some power sprinkled on that, right?
Hmm.
So Oh,
Apocalypse.
Jessica Jones and Luke Cage's daughter wears the Captain America mantle. So she might be something
Popping up at some
in the
point.
future.
I can see. I mean, if they ever brought Daredevil
Just
back,
saying.
I feel like everybody loved Luke Cage and Jessica Jones.
They're
So
all coming back.
they're all
They're all
coming
coming
back.
back
Mhm.
Is
with a
Mhm.
Finn
little
Jones coming
twist.
back? Finn Jones coming back? Maybe.
Who?
The dude who plays Iron
Mm.
Fist. I'm like, maybe. Like, like were they recast him?
We don't need him.
Like I don't want to hate on nobody's acting skills. I'm like, I don't know if it's all the way his fault or it's just the script was.
Oh, you talking about Iron Fist?
Yeah, I feel like Iron Fist character was coming
Makes
back,
sense.
but I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
he
if
gotta
he
get
come back,
recast.
I'm like,
Nah, you know what?
I
No,
say
no, no,
just
no. To his defense, right? He came off Game of Thrones and in like 2 or 3 months had to
hop
learn
right in.
all the fight scenes
Yeah,
for
that's
Iron Fist.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm
So
like,
to his defense, he didn't get the proper time. Think about the Matrix, right? They was fighting for like a year. Think about John
hmm.
Wick. Think about all these other action movies. People like even let's keep it in house, right? How long did it take for them to shoot that fighting scene in Wakanda Forever?
you
four
said
months.
4 months on that
That's what I'm
bridge.
saying, right?
Yeah,
4 months for one scene, right? So what I'm saying is like
Best scene in the movie.
4 months, 4 months for one scene. He had to learn the choreography for an entire season and a half in 3 months,
yeah, right,
and he didn't have any form of martial arts training. That's why it's gonna look like a bag of ass. I don't think that's his fault.
right.
I don't think that's his fault. He like I mean look at Michael B. Jordan. Look at um dang Jonathan Majors,
Hmm.
right? Look at these guys, right? These guys, Jonathan Majors said he was preparing for a year and a half, right, to get physically fit for Creed and Kang the Conqueror. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't if you're a master of martial arts and you get 2 months to learn martial. 2 months is not enough to learn. 2 months is not even enough to get your first stripe on a belt. Okay, so
True.
like, what are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? And I get it, film and TV, but you can tell a person that doesn't know how to throw a punch from a person that knows how to throw a punch, right? You can't fake it, right? And acting is not about faking it. So
Right.
once again, to his defense, he didn't have the tools to do what he needs to do. But now he's had like 4 or 5 years. So if he not in the lab learning how to kick some for these past 4 or 5 years that Iron Fist ain't been doing nothing, if he ain't take the note and say, dang, I was not unprepared, I need to learn some type of martial art because every man should know some type of martial art,
Just
right?
practicing.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if he not doing that, and even look, when did we find out that there's going to be a soft reboot to the Marvel stuff? Like 3 years ago,
Yeah, we had a feeling.
right?
Yeah, had a
If you're the
feeling.
lead actor and somebody says your show might get moved to the one of the biggest houses for generating income in the entertainment business, your ass better use some of them resources to be like, who the baddest motherfucker in LA that know how to fight that can train me,
Big facts.
right? So at this stage,
Big
like,
facts.
right, and maybe this little part right here of our YouTube video, right? Maybe this motherfucker sees it, right? And maybe he says, "Oh shit," because you still got time. Because I haven't seen any. The only thing that what Daredevil's filming,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, all these people are coming back, but that stuff hasn't started filming, right? So if they put in the word that it's going to start filming, you at least got a year from today,
Right.
right? So
Train.
you can get in the lab for an hour to 2 hours a day, learning some martial arts, right? Going to a little stunt gym, and then you'll be solid because
Yeah.
they're gonna show you all the important stuff.
Like that's what I was saying. I'm like, will he come back? If he does, I'm like, I hope he gets a chance to redeem himself Kind of like
Not a bad actor.
yeah, I didn't think so either. Just like yeah, just the
Just the fight scenes was garbage, and they was edited like garbage. I really feel some kind of way about Iron Fist. Like I wanted it to be good. Like you got a glowy hand. You better glowy hand motherfuckers into the next building, baby.
go to work. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Man. Before we start, before I ask you guys the ranking, you are kind of like the overall thoughts on the movie at the beginning. If you were going to rank this, we don't have to even rank this on the Messiah score. Just like out of 10, what would you guys rank Wakanda Forever?
7.
7.
Mhm.
I can't give it a 10. I can't give it a 9 because it's not top. It's not top 10,
Oh,
right?
I'm
You know what I'm
sorry. Like
saying?
before you can rate it, I'm like, I fucked up the setup. I'll go back and edit this. Is this better than the first Black Panther? Because I've heard a couple people say that this is better than the first Black Panther. Is this better than the first one? So you got like he said no,
No,
no either. Saying I feel the same.
no.
They were
But
close.
it's really close. Yeah, it's really close. It's not. It's better. It's better presentation wise. It's
Mm,
better implementation wise. Right? You can tell
yeah,
that the experience came in. Right? It's better that way.
yeah,
But just like overall, like Black Panther was just it was a change in generational mindset. It was a shift in movie history. It's a predecessor of film. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if something's gonna beat that. You know, that's like saying Blade was garbage, right? Ain't no Marvel universe without Blade. Blade was the
Still
first
holds up to this
Marvel
day.
film.
To this
Right,
day.
to this day, to this day,
To
to this day. What you gotta do? Look,
this
to this
day.
day,
Yeah. To this
to
day.
this day.
All right.
right? But
To this
but
day.
Blade was the first
Winslow.
film, right? Because think about this, right? You got Blade that says, "Hey, y'all, we can make a movie about superheroes that's gonna work." And then they say, "Oh shit, what we gonna do? We gonna make Spider Man." Oh shit, what we gonna do? We gonna make the Hulk. Oh shit, what we gonna do? We gonna make Spider Man again because we had so much success. Oh shit, what we gonna do? Make Spider Man again after we make all this X Men stuff, right? Oh shit, what we gonna do? We got Iron Man, right? Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba,
And
ba-da-ba.
then it.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, God, pull up on the kid. So, my bad. I went on a rant. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. But it's close,
I,
dog. Like, it's close, man.
I
So
gave the first Black Panther an 8.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
I think
I
my biggest gripe was that it felt like it was a little too long.
this one,
It was because that
The
whack ass
first one.
the
CGI
first one
scene.
was too long.
Yeah.
It's because the CGI scene was too long.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes.
Dog. I
I was
couldn't
like,
bear that anymore. I couldn't bear Xbox, PlayStation graphics in an MCU film. Dog. I couldn't do that no more. Dog. Nah,
that was one of
dog.
my biggest gripes. But no, what do you think, V?
That was like
What do you
Hulk
think?
floating head.
Nah, like
Right.
You guys are screwed
Right.
down. Yeah.
no, I agree with y'all. It's not better than the first one to me. Just like Dre was saying, just like what it did for representation. Like it hit so hard that so you have just all walks of life wanting to be the Black Panther. You see little Hispanic kids, little white kids, little Asian kids. Like I've had the homie Alvin on the channel, and
And shout out to Alvin.
yeah, like he was expecting like so much from Shang-Chi that it didn't deliver. And I didn't like we kind of talked about it a little bit afterwards. I don't know if it just delivered maybe as far as like culturally, maybe what he was hoping for, like after watching Black Panther. Hoping I'm not messing up his words, but I think that's what the presence of what first Black Panther did. And in the first one, like I feel like it had so many like quotable one-liners or just like those wow moments. And I felt like even this movie was missing, like
Oh
either
yeah,
on,
that's
on
true.
purpose because like since this movie is such a heavy grief-stricken film, and trying to like get back in the first one. like Black Panther isn't going to die in the movie, but when he comes back and he had the suit on, he was like, Njaka, I do
Mhm.
not
He's like,
yield.
choop, 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 choop,
Like you
Mhm.
hear that, it's like, oh shit. He was like, and
choop.
as you can see, I am
Mhm.
not dead. When he says it, it's like, oh, let's go. Like, about to fight. Like,
Mhm.
let's go. Like, that shit gets you hyped. Like, the first scene when
Mhm.
he's up there getting ready to fight M'Baku, whatever, you see, like, everybody standing around, like, doing this. Everybody's like, it's just certain moments in there you just feel like, oh, like, let's go. Just like,
Mhm.
as a black person, just a movie, just movie moments in general, like, just like certain moments in the movie supposed to, like, hit a certain way. So, I feel like this movie, had, it was close there, but it just didn't hit all the way. Like, first time I see Shuri in the Black Panther outfit, it was cold, but I know my audience was like, are we happy for this? And then she come down, she was like, M'Baku, like, you gonna do this? Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna whoop your ass right now if you're gonna do this. And Baku's like, all right,
Mhm.
I guess we're gonna fight out in the water. Like, so, like,
Mhm.
I
this
think that's just a
was
result.
missing. You said
I think
what?
that's just the. I think that's the result. You know what I'm saying, of Chadwick's passing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, so I'm
Yeah, you know.
it's I don't want to grade it like that, but at the same time, like, as I want to see, I want to see it again to see maybe with a different audience to see, like, was it just me or was it me and the audience I was with, or like
I think
I feel like it was just like, or just a result of the movie. It's just like it can't do those moments because there's no more Chadwick.
I think that's that part of life, right? I think that's that part of life, right? When somebody expires and somebody passes on, they take something with them,
Yeah. Yes.
right? They take the essence of their being, they take who they are, they take what they bring to the table. And it's just more proof that some things you just can't replace,
Mm.
right? You know what I'm saying? Every individual brings some type of light to their situation, right? And if that individual is not there, you're removing that light from, you're removing what that person intrinsically gives,
Right.
right? And we all know, like, this is the natural course of life, right? So it is what it is, right? But it sucks that we're seeing this in real time. We're seeing the effect of it in real time. And I think that's the part that we want to hold on to, right?
Mm.
Because we want a Black Panther film that is in complete spirit of the first film, but you're not going to get that, right? And that's the reality of the situation, right? And I think our rating scale just proves that,
Yeah.
right? Like you're not going to get that, and it's not bad. It's just life, So how can we get something close, similar, or a tribute to? And I think we got the next best thing. I think we got the tribute. I think we got the love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think even with all the adversity of having to consistently rewrite the script, change the degree plan, change the projected plan of the MCU,
Mm. Yes.
right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I know that. Yeah, I'm gonna get real, real. I know that when I expire, I want to, like, leave a legacy, right? Like,
Mm.
not, and legacy might not be the right word because I think that gets blown out of proportion, but just I want there to be an impact from me not being around, and that's not just selfish. I just think I want to provide so much value,
Right.
right?
I mean,
That
everybody wants to inspire, like you want to contribute to, like, I want to make sure, like, I left a contribution to the world, like, even
is what I'm
on a
saying.
major scale, just like I just want to make sure that my presence was felt and I impacted somebody else's life down the line.
Right. I helped somebody be just a tiny bit better, and they was able to use that and become better, right? And I think that the difference in the Black Panther, in the first Black Panther, the second film, is the fact that there's an individual that was making everybody's life better,
Mm-hmm.
and he wasn't able to continue to make everybody's life better, right? Because of just the natural course of life,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? And I think we felt that, you know?
Yeah. Well, all right. What you rating on 1 out of 10? What you got, Dre?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm say 7.5.
7.5. G, what you got?
7.
7.
Mhm.
I got an 8. I got an 8. Yeah, like it delivered on it what it how it had to, it's changed and, like, switch up course. I feel like the action scenes were better in this one. We didn't get like a super CGI thing. The only thing that kind of threw me off was I watching IMAX. I don't know if you watching IMAX, Dre. I think G did, but like seeing them
Mhm.
like on the boat, which was fire at the same time. Like going back to like the sand where Namor and Shuri was fighting, and it was like crop screen IMAX, crop screen IMAX. I was like, what the? I'm like, can we stop doing this? Like, we shot everything
Mm.
IMAX. It's fucking my head up right now. Um,
Mhm.
but it's just like I feel like it was the focus on some of the plot could have been more scaled down. Like I didn't need Contessa, whatever her name is, Contessa Prefontaine, like you like to call her. We didn't need her. Like I see why we got Everett Ross back, but we didn't necessarily need him all the way. Could have saved him for the third one. I'll ask that in a second. Like I'm glad we got Riri. It's kind of like a setup how we did T'Challa in Civil War, but at the same time,
She's a
like
good character. She was funny.
yeah,
She had
Mhm.
I
little
liked
joints.
it. I feel like there was I said earlier missing like the Tony Stark connection in there. And I feel like Okoye like had something to do, but I don't like I don't know if it went as hard as it could have. And then we have Michaela Cole in there as the new Dora Milaje, but she had nothing to do besides like put on the new suit with Koye and be Ao's girlfriend. I was like, I feel like I don't know if it was more there or if it wasn't. Like we didn't need it. That was so.
Hmm.
Besides that,
Throw the
everybody.
other character in there, bro.
You said
You
what?
you brought up a good point with the character that was in the beginning that we first see
Mm.
that goes along with what you're talking about. The
Uh,
character that introduced us to the boat with the exploration team
oh,
and
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna get to that about
Did
theory
he
in a
die?
second. You said what?
I thought he died.
Oh well,
That first character.
G's talking about not the dude. He's talking about the woman, Lake Bell character, Lake Bell
Hmm.
character. I'm gonna get to that at the
Hmm.
end, like far as
Oh
like
yeah,
theories.
what happened to
Okay.
her?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm bring that up in a second. Um,
Okay.
and then far as like Namor just as an antagonist, he was fantastic. Everybody's acting was on point. Like I can't wait to see more of Tenoch Huerta. Like I'm a fan now. Like I didn't
Yeah,
really
for
watch
sure.
Narcos. I didn't get a chance to watch the Forever Purge, but he was apparently in that. So I might go check that out just to
No,
go see
Narcos
him.
was fire.
Yeah, something like so. He's just like I'm like this dude is just he has it. Like he was menacing at the same time. Like he was like chill with it. So it's like oh like he has like screen presence. He has that. So it's like okay, I'm a
Hmm.
fan of this guy. I want to see more of him. Letitia was great. Lupita, everybody was great. It's just like it didn't hit all the way just because some of the plot wasn't as focused. And I said that I was saying that because I asked that earlier about whether people white and not saying like it was a race thing. It's just really just like I want to hear other people's thoughts. Like because the only people I heard right now, a couple of the white people I heard, like it didn't hit all the way. But some other black people have said it's either like it's better than the first one. I'm like, well, what are we seeing? So I'm gonna keep looking around. Like, I want to check out new rock stars. I'm gonna listen to I listen to the Real Rejects on here. Just wanted to see, just everybody's complete thoughts. If the movie worked all the way, because I like it's damn good, damn near close to great, but it's not what the first one was. Um, and if I was rating something side score, I'm rating this. Get your popcorn ready. First one sensational to me. Sensational. Like, I can pop that shit on. I'm probably gonna watch that shit this weekend, right before I go see Black Panther Forever, Wakanda Forever again. Um, Theory. So what you was talking about. So there's been a point like so you have Lake Bell, the white girl at the beginning of the movie, right? You have her in the movie, but you don't cast her for no reason because like you don't know her name, you know her face, you've seen her and stuff. So you just want to cast her to like kill her off because that's just like stunt casting. Like it's rare that you do that. So it's been a leak information or was supposed to happen before T'Challa passed or Chadwick passed that um let's say she survives that crash, right? And you find out that whoever like like built it for either the professor or the professor working for somebody else, but pretty much you see her at the end of like the post credit scene, you see her coming back and she comes back and she survives that plane crash somehow, and then you find out she's working for Doctor Doom
Hmm.
because
Mm.
Doom wants the vibranium, and he's trying to figure out all this shit. But that's like the leak information because you don't have her like I said just in there just to be in there for no reason just to die. You have her to serve purpose to pop up in more NCUs. Maybe she still survive somehow. And they just didn't show it in this one because this movie they just want to contain it just to this tribute to Chadwick and everything. But I heard that I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I was like, what is
Hmm.
she doing in here? I was like, and then like she's dead. I was
Wasn't
like,
it
that's this don't add up. This don't make
right?
sense.
Wasn't it supposed to be Doom influencing the people that mess with Namor and then get
Yeah,
Namor turned up and then Namor's like, I'm gonna fuck everything up.
right,
And then they're like, yo, calm down, we got a common enemy. And Namor's like, well, I still don't like y'all, but we gonna handle this business, right? It was
right.
supposed to be something along those lines,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? But
Hmm.
once again, you know what I'm saying? There's only so much you can do with life.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's like one of the theories out there. Is like that's why you have her in here because she's gonna be part of like Doctor Doom and shit like that. Since we got number two, like, is there like, and with the mid credit scene with T'Challa, and I threw out the theory, like, could he come back as an adult or whatever at some point? Is there room for a Black Panther 3? Like, you think they'll make one, or should they make
Oh, that
another
make one.
one, or should you just kind of leave this alone for a while and just have the Black Panther character and these characters in this universe pop up?
Nah, they'll make one.
Think of making
I'm gonna say it right now. I think they're gonna make one. I don't think they're gonna make one in the next 3 years,
right, same.
right? But I like. There's too many. There's we got to close Shuri circuit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because Shuri does a lot of stuff in the comics, and she does don the Black Panther outfit, and she does go do a whole bunch of things,
Right.
right? Even though T'Challa's not dead, he's perceived to be dead
Mm-hmm.
in the comics when she's doing it, right? So there's still that. Now we got with that mid credit scene, right? We got to see where his son goes,
Right. Right.
right? We got to see what happens with that. And why introduce Midnight Angels if we're gonna see them for 5 minutes, right?
I can see
So
that.
you
Yeah.
got that, and then you know, yeah, I want to see more Killmonger, but I don't know how that would happen.
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
oh, we could get. I mean, we could get a multiversal Killmonger for sure, right? What if we get a Black Panther with Killmonger?
I've been saying like I can see that, but I don't want to see it because Jasmine's cousin, man, like, because he was like, well, Black, he's like, well, if Killmonger survived and come back, I was like, I feel like intrinsically, like, just deep down in Killmonger's soul, in every universe we saw it. If you haven't watched a What If, like, he has a plan. His plan is like to have our people rise up, but also commit genocide. I'm like this man's a nut job. It's like I see where you're coming from, but you can't be out killing everybody. So I just feel like
Here's the thing, though. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I can't see him being the Black Panther, like him being like the Black Jaguar or whatever, being like the bad version of that, sure. But I'm like him, like, I mean, unless it's just some super awesome universe where he somehow turned out good. I feel like each iteration of him, each multiverse, he ain't shit.
That's true. I think. I mean, you gotta remember, Killmonger and T'Challa, right? Their characteristics were switched up a little bit for Black Panther, right? T'Challa is usually the one that's like, fuck everybody.
Right, right, yes,
We
yes,
doing this,
yes.
right? So it's interesting, right? Like, I don't know. I guess I want to see Killmonger because I like Michael B. Jordan as an actor. I like what he did with that character. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And I
yeah.
think you know, I'm curious what a uh, Njabu led. And was it Jabu or Jaku? Dang, I can't remember. I think it was
In Jaka,
Jabu.
in Jaka.
Njaka. What a Njaka led Wakanda would look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we're gonna get a three. I'm gonna say it right now. I believe it. I believe we're gonna get a three. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take the baby Panther through manhood.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just curious, like from a real life standpoint, I'm just curious, like how much Haiti is gonna get to be involved in that. I'm curious. That's gonna be dope.
Like coming through
Hmm.
speaking French, like let's be fired. Gee, what you think? You think they making a part three?
I think they're going to do it like Civil War fashion. Civil War, it was definitely like an Avengers movie,
Mhm.
you know, because we still got accords, we still got trades, we still got international relations going on. So, what better way, to have Wakanda yet again be on the stage of handling both sides of the spectrum, like the cosmos and the aliens and stuff like that, and then the real life grounded, you know, trading of goods and people and rights and stuff like that. So I think that's in MCU fashion how we're going to see potentially a third Black Panther movie is him and the crew handling accords in a movie that had a duality from both sides of the spectrum. Like, yeah, we got scrolls and stuff, and we got armor wars, and we got all this stuff going on, and then we also got to feed our people that are also held to regular laws, and we are too, right? Like we can't even avenge in some countries right now. Like we still got all that stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like because we got a big CIA presence now, right? Like we know how important they are. We got the alien equivalent of CIA. Like that's about to kick off. So I think that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like it's going to look like a Avengers movie light. It's going to look like that. I feel because I don't know about y'all, but I do feel like Civil War was hard to think about as like a Captain America movie. Like it
Not
just
me, but
No, that was Avengers 2.5 or 1.5.
yeah. 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 So that's my theory. That's what I think.
I like the idea. Like Dre said, was talking about just wrapping everybody's storyline. I feel like how they left Mbaku off, like he might be the king, like it could be a storyline that you dive
Oh
into.
yeah,
Yeah,
forgot about my man Winston Duke. You're right.
yeah. So I didn't. I didn't think they could. I didn't think they would, but after seeing the movie, I can see where where they can go with it, and I hope they do. And then they said maybe future Baby Panther, like him leaping into manhood. However they do it, I see maybe probably another one in the next 3 to 4. I would say 4 years probably again, just seeing what happens like as far as like timeline skipping and stuff like that.
I think like a phase 6.
Yeah, like yeah, late phase 6 possibly.
Hmm.
Um, man, you just said something about oh, I forgot to say this earlier when we talking about like just the whole movie in general. Like, we got black people and we got brown people fighting against each other. It all comes down to the goddamn colonizers fucking shit up. That it was their problem. Like they took Riri's invention and started fucking shit up. And you see how like they got us pitting against each other. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together, y'all, get down and stop
Well,
these goddamn colonizers.
isn't that a regular trope
Currents
in
that
movies?
like that's why I love like it's
It's
like a subtle
colored
hint,
versus colored.
like a subtle
And
hint. It's in there. I was like, goddamn colonizers fucking shit up. I'm like, CIA want to know everything. You got the French people fucking around doing shit and they had no post. I love that scene when it came in there. I'm like, you think we weak? Think we weak? She came in there and was like, no, we had ass, we whooped their ass earlier. I'm like, we got this shit taken care of. I love that fucking scene. She was like, nah, y'all think coming against vibranium? We gonna let you know when we gonna give you the vibranium, motherfuckers. That's what it felt like. I'm like, we'll give it to you when we supposed
yeah,
to. T'Challa ain't here. I'm running shit now. We're gonna let you know how we're gonna get down with this. Even if we
I
crush you.
get them being upset. I get them being upset because T'Challa did say, we're gonna share this, and then like I
Win.
get that, but fuck that. No, let me stop.
Right.
Let me
Right.
stop. No,
Like just because we said
I
we
don't
gonna
know.
share it,
I
we gonna give you
mean,
the whole thing. You like better calm down, greedy motherfuckers.
Right.
Time for this shit. All right.
Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say like let's rank the movies, but what was you about to say though?
I was gonna say, that's a common thread with Marvel is ingraining it so much in reality that it starts to blur the fiction aspect of it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I think it gets too close to home
Mm.
at times on one end of the spectrum, and then you have other shows that are so
Out there.
far from
Yeah.
reality and that are not ground like they should be grounded, right? Like a She-Hulk. She-Hulk should have been grounded in reality, but that shit was out there, right? So,
I love
you know what I'm saying? Like uh, you know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I like what they're trying to do with the series. I just don't like the implementation. I hate it. I just I don't like it at all. I think it's just bad storytelling on that side, but that's another conversation. You know what I'm saying? But just like it's tough when you're grounding something so much in reality, but then you're not grounding it so much in reality over here, and these worlds need to come together, right? The thing with Wakanda is that it works because it's standalone, and then when Wakanda is dealing with other people, if those other people weren't based in like a really good reality, then it's gonna start to get kind of weird,
Right.
right? So like I don't know what the She-Hulk is gonna look like mixing in with a true Infinity Saga MCU,
Right.
right? I could see how this movie fits into a true saga, right? Moon Knight, I don't necessarily know how that would fit in to, what I'm saying,
Same
or
with
even
Deadpool.
Werewolf, Deadpool for sure. I think Deadpool will do it good though, because of so many fourth wall breaks. He'll be able to play with it, and you'll be able to stretch that. I think that would work more than some of the other things. But even like a Werewolf by Night, right? What is that going to look like with Shuri running around? What is that going to look like with M'Baku? M'Baku's going to be like a werewolf, like it's like crazy,
Hey, I mean, same thing with Blade. We have to find like we got vampires out here. I mean, I feel like Kevin Feige, like even though it's a lot going on, like he still has somewhat
But
like
Blake got shut down. Didn't Blake get postponed? Then they stopped filming
like
Blade for a while
like
because
I feel like it's getting
creative
retooled.
differences.
Like because the director left, so I feel like it's getting retooled. Like we still got Mahershala. Fingers crossed, he still is Blade for a while, but like
Yeah.
that retool,
Well,
they still
Mahershala said it.
yeah, but
He's like, I'm not gonna make this movie until y'all fix this shit. Y'all
yeah,
tripping.
so I mean, they're still. I feel like it's still fixing. So people want to like us. They want a Blade movie. So I feel like they're trying to retool it so it can deliver how it's supposed to. But yeah, now you're right.
There's
Like
so many unopened. There's so many open questions, man. I still want to know what the fuck is going on with these hands in the ocean, dog. From the Eternals, nigga.
just like
What they
like
doing with that? Nobody talking about that.
nobody said a word. Like maybe Ant Man and the
Somebody
Wasp will
mentioned it
say it.
somewhere. I think Shang-Chi mentioned it, or Spider-Man. Somebody had like a line, like a one-liner about it. Somebody said something about
I
it.
believe
But
it.
still,
This movie, when Anderson Cooper popped up in this movie, um, they had an ad for Ant-Man's book on the bottom. Like, look out
saw
for the
that.
little man, his
Yeah,
um,
saw that.
his book or whatever. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool.
There's some continuation. You know what I'm saying? For sure,
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
there.
All right.
I think Moon Knight would introduce into the world through Thor. That's my theory.
With the whole
I can
God
see that.
thing. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I think the afterlives of Valhalla and the whatever it is, we're gonna have some history and figure out maybe through
Well,
Quantumania,
they
like how
definitely
these
connected
worlds connect. Hmm.
because Mjolnir is made out of what? Uru metal, and Uru is the moon.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
There we
Uru is
go.
the
There
moon.
we go.
So
Hmm.
Moon Knight can control the
And
hammer because it's moon rock.
and we know vibranium, I forgot what movie it was stated as like the strongest substance in the universe. Like it wasn't just like a metal, like it is to the world or to Earth. So what are the chances of like the Celestials being built by vibranium? Like maybe they harvest this thing sitting out of the ocean and they're like, why was we trying to find Wakanda this whole time? Like we got this thing here that's made out of vibranium, or even a metal that's like vibranium, or whatever, because it grew out of the earth, right? Like, so maybe they didn't even need
Good
it,
theories. Good theories.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
y'all
you
think
said rate the movies. Let's go.
y'all trying to rank these movies?
I
Like
got them.
7 out of
I
Phase
got them.
4?
I got them pulled up.
Like
All right, let's go.
so, we got Black Widow last year. Then we got Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Then we got Eternals. Then we got Spider Man No Way Home. Then we had
Oh, No Way Home is the 10. That's easy.
then we had Doctor
Easy. That's
Strange
number one.
in the Multiverse of Madness, and then Thor: Love and Thunder, and then finally Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
yeah,
I wasn't ready. I'm not ready. I thought we were just doing 2022. My bad.
no, no, I'm
I'm
doing
ready.
I'm doing the
I'm
whole
ready.
Phase 4. I'm doing all Phase 4.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
I'm ready. And
go.
if I'm just doing phase four, if I'm
Yes.
just doing phase four, right? I'm gonna say Spider-Man is a 10,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm gonna say Wakanda Forever is a 9. I'm gonna say Shang-Chi is an 8, right? And then I'm gonna say um well, it's 3 movies left, right? It's Black
We
Widow,
got
Thor Love
four
and
movies. We
Thunder.
got Black Widow, Eternals, Doctor Strange, and Thor.
Well, Thor's a 3. uh Doctor Strange, I give Doctor Strange a 6. Um I give Doctor Strange a 7. I give him a 7, 6,
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
You know, and then I give Eternals a 6, and I'll give Black Widow a 6 because the CGI was fucking garbage. Like that's what I'm going with. But Thor, Love and Thunder, that's down at the bottom. It should have been so much. I'm so
So I mean,
disappointed with
right?
that
So
movie.
Thor's your the bottom of the totem pole for you.
Easy,
G,
easy
what
for
you
me.
got?
I'm not ready.
Not ready. Come on, man. All
I'm
right.
screwed up. I mean, I would swap Eternals though. I wouldn't put Thor at the very bottom.
Did you have more fun with
Or
it?
wait. Yeah, I have fun with it. And Thor is definitely one of my favorite characters. And then the projectability with King Valkyrie and like seeing where that goes had me kind of excited because I didn't think I would end up liking Valkyrie that much.
Mm-hmm.
But like the second time around, she's getting these jokes off. I was like, yo, like I want to see her around for a little bit. You know, like I like her banter and her strength and all that stuff or whatever. So I was like, wow, okay, it has some cool, attributes. I do agree with Dre though. Like I hate that they killed Jane. So I don't know, man. Visually, I don't want to act like Eternals wasn't like a spectacle to me though. Like I thought some parts of Eternals was like I was like, wow, this is dope, you know. And I'm like, but then I can't get over the fact that they was fighting on that dirt and they were, so yeah, I get it. Like I said, so those, but like if I,
Those
if
two are
I,
weird, man.
they were just
Eternal should have
weird.
been way longer. Eternal should have
Yeah,
been way
bro.
longer. Eternal should have been a series.
I'm
Eternal should
not
have been a
ready.
series with that creative behind, so you can really develop each character. You know what I'm saying? I
All the
Facts.
characters.
I gave Thor so low because I gave Thor low because Eternals was new and you should have done more with it, right? Thor is not new. Thor's got 3 movies, 6, 7 appearances. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
Thor ain't a brand new character. We know Thor. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? That's like me showing up in some overalls and a perm, you know what I'm saying? Driving, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Riding a kangaroo, right?
You
Y'all
had
gonna
me
be
at
like,
firm, bro.
y'all gonna be like, what is Dre?
They call
Timberlands
him
and the New York
Panther.
Yankee fitted on top of
Right.
my perm, dog. You're gonna be like, what is Dre doing? Where is he?
Right.
Right? Like you know, you know, it's like
Oh man.
drinking Russian vodka, dog.
I,
You gonna be like, what's he doing, dog? Like, like that's how I feel about Thor, dog. Like I love Taika Waititi. You know what I'm saying? I don't like what he did with Thor. I don't like that you took the source material and was like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna use this. And you just made a movie, dog.
mm,
I don't like what are we like Thor has been established. Thor has one of the best character arcs in the MCU, yo. And you just gonna shit on him? Like I come on. And that's why I say Eternals is better because nobody know them characters. So whatever they are is what they are. You know what I'm saying? Fine. We just gotta accept it for that. There's a lot of shit I didn't like, but I'm gonna just accept it for that because they knew. Thor ain't new, dog.
mm-hmm,
Thor ain't new, dog.
mm-hmm,
I don't know.
mm-hmm,
I'm done. I'm off that
Thor
soapbox,
getting the
man.
jokes
mm-hmm.
off. Uh,
You know what
I
I'm
think this
saying?
is 2 videos. Now that I'm thinking about our banter, I think this is 2 different videos. for sure. I don't
No,
know. I'm gonna have to like. I don't know. Maybe I need to self take my what you call it or something. Send it to you, edit it in or something. I don't know. I'm stumped, bro. I had a list for 2020 for Phase 4, 2020 for this
it's only
year,
three
and I was
movies. That's too
like,
easy.
all
It's three
right,
movies. That's
Just do
easy.
phase four, dog. Just do phase four.
It's
That's what
only
we doing.
that's how I'm like. It's only three movies. I'm like this has to be hard because it's seven movies.
oh,
I'm like three movies too
Fuck.
easy. All right, well,
and then I
G,
think my hiccups also too is like I haven't watched everything too, so
No, that's your fault.
like y'all said, Werewolf by Night, and I was like,
well, you've seen everything.
No, he hasn't.
You
He
ain't
ain't seen a
seen.
lot of stuff. But you saw all the movies
That's
though.
what I'm talking about. I'm
Werewolf
not
by
talking
Night's
about
not
TV
a
shows.
movie.
F them TV shows. I'm like that's
We just talking about movies, bro.
TV and film are different mediums. That's what I'm saying. It's all movies. I'm like you've seen every
but they
movie.
don't.
No, I don't
They
care
do,
about.
they do this, but
They
you
do,
don't
like
need
do
that.
and they don't. Like they do and they don't, because that's the whole problem for me. For not even the whole problem, it's my whole thought process with Doctor Strange. Like so, while G trying to figure that out, G sent me like this picture, whatever. It's like Marvel 2021 in a nutshell, and like you can't see it, but it pretty much is like it says it said Black Widow, aka not worth the wait. Then it says Shang-Chi, the GOAT and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Then it say Eternals, it's okay. Then it say Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man movie ever, right? So G was like, what's my version of this? And I was like, Black Widow, aka should have came out after Civil War. I'm like, Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I'm like, Shang-Chi, the Legend of
I
His Hands. I'm like, Eternals, aka it's a matinee.
send
Um,
it to you, bro.
and then Spider-Man, and I was like, Spider-Man and more Spider-Man trying to get home. Plus, why didn't Peter 2 get face off with the Goblin? Like, why didn't we see that? I want to see Peter 2 and Goblin. Um, so that was like my initial thoughts, and then just like G hadn't seen me the new one, but I was like Thor loving getting these jokes off. That's all it was. Thor was just cracking up jokes, and I can see why you was pissed off about it. Like I can go with G unless you got your ranking. I can go for. All right, so
I have no idea.
um at the bottom, like I think I'm agreeing with Dre. Like they did kind of like I had fun with the movie, but I was impressed. I'm going back to go see Love and Thunder. So Thor is at the bottom for me. It's number
You
7.
got Christian Bale and you don't give him any story to work with, dog.
I'm like, it was cool seeing Christian like be evil and diabolical, and I like the power set that he had. At the same time, like it's also cool seeing him like get some jokes off. At the same time, like I feel like there could have been a whole lot more with him.
Why
To
we didn't
like
see him go kill all the guys that he said he killed?
that's
This is
that's all
this
that's all I
is
want to
this is
see.
film, dog.
Yes,
Show, not tell.
tell.
He
Yes,
should have been out
show.
there banging everybody up, dog, with this sword that just magically appeared in his hand that he didn't have to work for. Like I don't like you should have done so much more with like dog. That movie, Thor: Love and Thunder, had the potential to be top three, bro. To be top three MCU to date, bro. Easy,
I feel like we
dog.
should have known what was up when we seen that first trailer when Thor jumped up and did the splits on that damn bike. I was cracked. I mean, it's funny. It's funny as hell, but at the
That
same
could
time,
have
we should have
worked.
known. Yeah, like
That would have worked in Ragnarok. That would have worked, dog.
yeah,
If they didn't hold that scene for that long with him just in a split for 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. It like, and
it
then
was
the
all
goats
right there.
laughing for 45 minutes. I get it. But them goats is annoying as fuck, dog. Like, calm it down, dog.
Hilarious.
There's no real reason for them to like I just dog. That's my biggest disappointment of MCU period today is Thor: Love and Thunder. That because it looked phenomenal.
Yes,
It
yes.
looked phenomenal. The colors were gorgeous. The black and white was off the chain. Christian Bale looked super menacing. Thor looked good. He was yoked. Maybe they helped him with CGI, whatever. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But
Jane
none,
looked great.
like that move, dog. Like you got 12 years of world building to sprinkle in that. We ain't seen Jane in forever, dog. Why is she so goofy? She was never that goofy. She was corny, yeah, but she was never that goofy and just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't that, you know. And what happened to her friend, old girl? She's pretty funny. That was in WandaVision. You could have brought her in there if you want to just
Cat,
do jokes. If you just want to do
cat, right?
jokes all the time, you know what I'm
True.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You just want to
Mm-hmm.
joke, then bring her in. She hilarious, right?
True.
That's what I'm saying. Like You know what I'm saying? And then what about the scientist dude? He should have been in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if that's what I'm saying, dog. Like,
There's so
come
much.
on, like you
Mm-hmm.
can't say
Mm-hmm.
Dark World was
Mm-hmm.
better than Love and Thunder, and then like people be like, "Damn, I could see that." Like that's not okay, dog. That's
Mm-hmm.
not okay, dog.
Mm-mm.
That's not
Mm-mm.
okay. You got Milner that turns into itty bitty pieces that comes back, does some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Red Glob. The Red Glob can't be better than that Milner, dog.
Mm-mm.
I got a real problem with Thor: Love and Thunder, dog. I got a real problem with this movie, dog.
Hot. It's hot
I'm
about
so
it. So
sad, man.
that's my 7. 6 is Eternals. Like Dre had a great idea. I didn't even think about it. Maybe I did say initially like it could have been a TV show because it had too many characters that I felt like they didn't really tap into all the way. It looked beautiful. Like, I did like the story for the most part, even though I didn't like the whole. It was missing the villain turn. Like I feel like we should see more sprinkled in him being like bad in there. Like I was like we didn't see enough. That kind of goes back to what I saw. I should have said earlier about Shuri. Like we should have seen her like being a little more vengeful throughout the movie. That's why some of the focus and the plot didn't work for me all the way in Wakanda Forever. Yeah, so
Bro,
like so Eternals, like I need to see him being more me be doing some shady shit, just sprinkling in there somehow. For it's like wait a minute, like something ain't right adding up. Something's not adding up with what the hell is supposed to be mission getting the band back together. Um,
bro, that guy, the in Eternals,
yeah,
when whatever that evil thing was had sucked up all the people and was starting to get a human form,
yeah,
that should have been the bad guy, dog. Whatever he was turning into was about to be off the chain, and then you just killed him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You just killed him. And then Icarus is the bad guy. Superman is the bad guy all of a sudden. Was it Icarus? That was the name, right?
yeah. It was,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Superman is the bad guy all of a sudden, but we ain't seen him really do no evil stuff behind the scenes. You're supposed to play with your audience, man. We supposed to be like, ooh, dang,
is
why he
it?
killed that person like that? She don't know that he killed that person like that. We supposed to be on edge the whole time. Like, oh, he's gonna kill them. Nah, man. You just get rid of the guy that should have been the real bad guy because he was developing into a thing with a presence, with a character, with a thing, and then you just insert him for a bad guy Superman, bro.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna get on the subliminal messaging of that movie either, though. Eternal. I'm gonna try to stop interrupting you, dog. My
No,
bad.
you get like this G might write. It's gonna be like 2 separate videos. Where I feel like if we were to do like a whole like podcast, like we talked about a year ago when Matrix came out, when we had everybody on here doing the reaction, like this is what I want to do. Like just do like rankings for like just like certain movies. All right, what we feeling about this? Just have a conversation like this and see if we can come together. Like what's our totality? And just like ranking. Like do we all
That'd be
agree
a good
on
video.
the list?
I'll be down, dog.
Um, number 5 would be is it's Black Widow. Black Widow is 5, just because I feel like it should have come out after Civil War. It's
Yeah, out of place
uh, I
for
had fun
sure.
with it. I like hands. I like spy movies. I like the introduction to Elena. Like I like everything for the most part. Like the
She's awesome, dog. She's
yeah,
fucking
like
hilarious.
the villain was cool enough,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time they kind of screwed over what's the face Taskmaster. Taskmaster. Like I'm like this ain't. I mean I know you got to change stuff for movies, but I'm like this ain't the
For
same
why?
Taskmaster.
This change don't need to be there.
Exactly. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. They could have left that alone. 4 is Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. Like I was waiting for like game changing stuff, and since that didn't happen, my expectations went down. I was like, or like my ranking, I was like, nah, this ain't do what I thought I was gonna do. I did like America Chavez; she was cool enough. I like the horror stuff. I like Sam Raimi as a director. Um, it was fun. It looked great in certain parts. It looked crazy in certain parts. I love the whole Kino fighting. Like that shit was crazy. And then having the third eye now. It's a little weird to me. That's the only CGI part that I low key hate. So I was like, that looks like a dot on his face.
What it look like? I'm looking for something. You know I ain't gonna do that. It's just really bad.
Yeah, I was like, every
Mm-hmm.
time I was up, I'm like, this ain't looking good. Especially at the end. He's like, oh, I was like, this
It was
ain't
so
working.
bad. It was the flattest eyeball I ever seen in my life,
it
dog.
just, it
Somebody
just
just pasted a piece of paper to his forehead.
oh man, that and then after that I got Shang-Chi. Wait, did I do? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I got Black Panther. No, no, I got Shang-Chi. I got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Um, I mean, it's just fire ass movie. I mean, it's simple, action, hands,
He's good.
yeah, like it's a good
He's
ass story.
solid.
Like his father was menacing. Like I don't see him as a villain either. I've seen like more of an antagonist. Like he just wanted to like get his wife back. Had weird, voices going through his head. Like the whole implementing of the rings is fire. Shang-Chi, like at least his top armor was fire. I think he just had regular joggers on when he was throwing hands though. He's fighting he's fighting some Jays.
Some
Some Team
days.
J's, not even any
That's good.
retro, some Team J's.
But like still, I feel like they got upgrade that in the sequel or wherever next time you see him. I like the sister, but I can't see like I need like seeing some of the culture, but I don't know if they really like dive in all the way like we got the chance to dive into Black Panther, and then
We don't know that culture like that.
that too. That's all I was
Right.
trying to ask Alvin, like see where his mindset was at.
Yeah.
Like, I need to ask some more of my Asian homies, like what do how did y'all feel if y'all saw this movie? And then Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is too. We just talked all about that. And then number one, like Spider Man did everything he was supposed to. Like he lived up to what we thought was going to happen. Like he did everything that was going to do, and he lived
And
by everything.
excelled.
Yes,
And excelled. Like they did a good job of holding the spoilers. Like you were like, it just got better and better and better and better. And you're like, damn, can I get some more?
Mm-hmm.
right. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we need
Mm-hmm.
more. Yes.
Good.
You got one? You got a list?
Yeah, I got one. I almost forgot about Spider-Man, which is kind of crazy. But Spider-Man was when did Spider-Man come out? It was the end of 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then okay, so that's probably why I did start from seven to go up. So Eternals is my seven.
All right.
Then Thor, Love and Thunder. Black Widow is five.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to shift everything down because I actually had Shang-Chi one without Spider-Man in there.
Yeah.
And I just kicked, ironically, Shang-Chi in the head, kicked him in the head and kicked him down to two. And Black Panther's three, and then Doctor Strange is four. So Shang-Chi over Black Panther for me was Shang-Chi felt like Black Panther won to me.
Mm.
And I rated it when, like you asked earlier, I rated it a tad bit higher for that reason. It felt fresh, it felt all encompassing. And, the sad factor did take it down. If I had to give that difference between seven and perfect, like I said earlier, that rewatchability because of that sadness and that remorse you feel, it's hard to rewatch. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Shang-Chi is a good rewatch for me, and that's big. Just because it's a little bit more lighthearted. You know what I mean? Um, and yeah, yeah, that's what I got, man. I thought Spider Man talking to you two was easily the movie we talked about out of any other movie on this list the most before we even saw it.
Right.
We was theorizing for hours on the phone, thinking what we was gonna see, who we thought was in here. We was like, man, Andrew gonna be in here. We was already, we was, and that's how we felt about Black Panther one too. We had all these conversations before going into it to just go into it and be blown away. We was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like they did it.
Right.
Um, so yeah, and then Doctor Strange for me was too much. It felt like it had, yeah, like it had too much going on. It definitely felt
There's three different
busy.
movies.
It felt busy. Yeah, it felt. I don't want to say too busy, but I remember sitting there. I was watching it in IMAX, and I was like, I feel like after Act Two of the movie, I kind of was just cruising. Like I was like, whew, I felt like I had to, like I felt like I had been jogging. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa, yo. Like this, I feel like this shouldn't be this way, but maybe it should. I don't know. Um, I totally agree with y'all. Black Widow um felt like a jigsaw puzzle, and then the CGI didn't really make it better. They tried to smooth it out with these jokes. They was like about to get these jokes off. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's charismatic, but like, yeah, and it was the first movie that we got that was out of place, right? That was like
Yeah,
truly severely dampened
I was
by the
7 years
pandemic.
too late.
yeah.
Exactly,
I was seven
exactly,
years
bro.
too late. It was like,
And I like,
dang, like Scarlett Johansson, she's so dope. Like, we're gonna give her a movie as an afterthought.
bro, you're right. And honestly, Endgame was it Endgame? Endgame with Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans scenes with her at HQ and Chris just coming by to wash his clothes. That scene for
Killed it.
me had bumped
Killed it.
her up for me. I was like, damn. Like it made me want to see her on that softer side, because like remember when we had the relationship between her and Bruce? Like we wanted to see that. We wanted that. You know what I mean? Like we wanted that. So in my
Hmm.
head, I was like, that's what that would probably look like. People came over to the lab, they came over to the crib. Hey yo, Bruce here. And then Scarlett like answered the door, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he know what he on some Pepper Potts type shit. Like I could see that. Like I was like, yeah, easily. You know what I mean? So
It's too late,
I
man.
did want to see that. Exactly. It was too
We
late,
shouldn't
man.
have
So I
got
had to
her
put it
after
down.
she died. We shouldn't have got her that movie after she died.
We already like we want yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why? She went out, you know what I'm saying? Like, her death was already overshadowed by Tony Stark, which sucks.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
to make a movie as an afterthought, I mean, it probably wasn't an afterthought, but it was an afterthought from when she should have really had a movie,
Hmm.
right?
I
She
agree
should
with
have been
y'all.
the whole.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I think this is the one out of the list that I felt should have been a TV show.
Really?
Hmm.
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 Okay.
Yeah. If they were going to make that movie that we got,
I can
I
see
was
that
like,
completely.
yeah, it could have been a TV show because we got,
Hmm.
and then it could have had a setting in the agent or the red room where we got a little bit more with the agents where they were a little bit more important. You know what I'm saying? So then it would feel more like an organization, kind of like the Ten Rings did. It felt like it was a full fleshed out organization. Like it didn't feel like when she crunched her nose on the desk that it was like, oh, she beat this dude by cranking her own head on his desk, and that's all it took. Like I really wanted to. And you're right. And then we had Taskmaster. We had it was just too much. We had him, and then we had
You mean her?
yeah her and yeah yeah so yeah. And I wanted to see more of Taskmaster because I thought he was she
You
keep
mean
saying
her?
she was dope. Yeah, she was dope. She was dope, man. She was dope, yo.
Because she was a
So
he.
Ah man. Well,
yeah,
there
yo,
you go.
Carson hates you right now.
Yeah, I'm like look, he just jumped in like 1 minute ago.
Yeah, yeah.
That's our rankings for the phase four, and that is our spoiler super heavy deep dive theories, all that, and then some for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I might actually take out the back half, and make it a separate video. I might have this whole thing and then have a separate video just for people just to watch both of them because I don't make that much material anymore. Man, what do you guys think?
Hollywood After Dark.
Yeah, I'm like that. He's a creative guy right there, that one. What do you guys think about Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Share your thoughts below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Are you on the same page as us? Do you think it was better than the first one? Love to hear all your thoughts in the comments down below. Follow us on social media. If you're enjoying what you're watching, hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell. For G, for Dre, I am Brian, movie Messiah, Hollywood Hunter, Wakandian, Atlantean, all that, ATLian, Base 5, let's ride.